It is 5:30, so we are going to get this meeting started, and we will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next up on the agenda is introductions. We will start with Mr. Ott.
Good evening, I'm Griffin Ott.
Jessica Bigley.
Logan Hendricks.
Greg Eating.
Rachel Wade.
Jason Beckrow.
Bill Scaletta.
Scott Allen.
Lori Van Koenig.
All right, next we will approve the agenda for this evening's meeting. Board members, you've had a chance to look that over. I would accept a motion to approve.
So moved.
Support. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, moving on to the consent action items for this evening's meeting. That includes the minutes of our October 13th regular board meeting and the financial statements and bills that were reviewed by the Finance and Facilities Committee last week. So, any questions or anything on the approval of the consent action items? If not, I would accept a motion to approve.
So moved.
Support.
And this is a roll call vote, so Mr. Ott?
Aye.
Mrs. Bigley?
Aye.
Dr. Beckrow?
Aye.
Mr. Scaletta?
Aye.
Mr. Allen?
Aye.
Mrs. Von Koenig?
Aye.
And I vote aye. And once again, moving on to the agenda topic that I'm guessing most of you are here for, good news about our schools. What do we have this evening, Mr. Eating?
Yes, tonight we have third grade teacher Jake Bushu from Hollywood, who will have some students here to talk about Football Fridays. We also will have members from the state champion marching band here to talk about their outstanding season. So, but first, Mr. Bushu, I know Mr. McIntyre is here as well.
All right. Well, good evening. I've got Mr. Bushu here who is going to talk about kind of an amazing thing he's been doing for the last few years. So I don't want to steal any of the spotlight, but I wanted to introduce him as well as Mr. Eating. So, Mr. Bushu, it's all yours.
All right, I'll just talk shortly, and then they're gonna take over for me. So you guys are gonna face that way. Nope, right here, right here, right here. Hello. Football Friday started my senior year in high school. As many of you probably have experienced, when you go through your whole life with something as important to you as football was to me my senior year. When it ended, I felt kind of lost, and that purpose was kind of gone. And Mrs. Ashley forced me to come into her kindergarten classroom. And the experience, it showed me how much bigger life was than football. And I truly don't know if I would have found my purpose and become a teacher without that experience. So the moment I became a teacher, I knew that not only did I want to keep that going, but I wanted to make it bigger and better and give these kids and my players the best experience they could. The best part for me is when you think of high schoolers, you think they'll do anything to get out of class, but they're not in class right now. And when I ask them to do it, there's no hesitation. They'll come after school when they have half days. They'll come anytime, even if it's not getting out of school, without hesitation. So that's the part that means the most to me, but I'll stop talking and let the students introduce themselves and take over.
Hi, my name is Melissa Baxley. Hello, everybody. My name is Clay Clark. Hello, everybody. My name is Wyatt Rathgeb.
I'm Riley DeMathis.
I'm Ruth Lewis. Hello, Rexy. I'm Millie Dorsham. Hi, my name is Lady Peter.
I'm Caden Griffiths.
As you might know, Mr. Bishop also coaches football. Every Friday during football season, he brings students, players, and to our classroom. We get trading cards of all the players, go to recess with them, play games, and get to ask them questions to understand how they got to where they are.
For me, it's really cool to be able to walk in and instantly feel the excitement. All their eyes go directly to us, and it makes me feel like I'm famous.
In our school, we talk a lot about being a leader and what great leaders do. And most of the time, we focus on how we can be leaders in our school and community. Talking to football players helps us understand that being a leader is a lifelong commitment. For us, getting to meet examples of great leaders in our community is really cool. Having the chance to meet them and watch them on Friday nights is awesome.
Our community is a super special place. Having the opportunity to come in and inspire younger students really helps me understand how special it is, and also the type of impact that I can have, and that helped me realize how much bigger it is than just football.
One of the questions on the trading card is, what advice would you give to your third grade self? My advice was don't take time for granted because it all goes by so fast.
Some advice from other players is to be yourself and don't change who you are for anyone else. My favorite advice was to focus on school first and don't quit just because someone is around. Hollywood, we learned from political cuts. This is realizing that how they are back into the school, but first things first is their education. Caring about how they are leaders in the classroom and getting to see their leadership on the field when we go to the games is motivating and inspiring.
Going to Mr. Bushu's classroom has helped me look at my leadership in the bigger picture. Seeing how students look up to me, I know I need to set a positive example on and off the field.
My favorite memory is playing football with the football players. My favorite memory is playing football with the My favorite memory is playing outside games with them at recess. My favorite memory is playing football with them at recess.
My favorite memory is also playing football with them at recess.
My favorite memory is making jelly football party. My favorite football Friday memory is spending time with the players. My favorite football Friday memory is
My favorite memory would probably be playing Desert Island in the classroom.
Meeting all of these players and having the chance to be better understanding them has really made us a lot of us want to go to the football games. We have learned that those varsity players are not only people but leaders too. Being able to go to that daily to connect with our community and cheer on the players for me is really special. They have taught and showed us that we can accomplish anything with their hands. The football players have taught me that it's always important to be kind to them.
Having the chance to come in and talk to these third graders has really helped me see my higher purpose. Being a leader is bigger than what I thought on the football field. It allowed us to see the bigger leadership impact that we can have not just on our team but our whole community.
I love having the chance to go into an elementary class to make a difference. Getting out of school is school, but to me it's bigger than that. That's why I'm here with them today.
Football Fridays are something I gained from memories I don't think I'll forget anytime soon. Thank you for giving us the chance to share Football Fridays with you today.
Awesome.
I have a question.
Hold on, I'm sure some of our board members have questions for all of you, because it's very clear that you put a lot of time and work into what you just shared with us this evening. So I think Dr. Becker has a question.
That's impressive. What grade are you guys in?
Third.
You're third graders.
Yeah.
I know college students that would have struggled to put on a show like this. Wow. Not only are you guys amazing public speakers, but you must have some really amazing teachers and role models, don't you think?
Yeah.
Wow. Let's hear it for them.
Is this something that continues every Friday through the school year or just during the football season?
Just during football
Okay.
season. And then we have random appearances. I don't have to pull them out of school.
That's great.
Well done.
Any other questions or comments, board members?
I have a quick comment.
Yeah.
I think we need to recognize Mr. Bushu for being chosen
Yeah.
as U93's
Here, here.
Who's Cool at Your School this week.
Because I'm guessing these two things probably are related to each other, right?
One might think.
I think one of the most impressive things that I heard almost all of you say is the word leader or leadership. And sports are a lot of fun, right? And they give you a lot of good physical benefits. They give you a lot of good mental benefits. They teach you a lot of really important things. But leadership is one of those things that even when you aren't playing sports anymore, that's a lesson that you can take into all aspects of your life. That's really important. And I was very impressed that you all talked about the importance of learning that through Football Fridays. That's really cool.
Those notes remind me of Mrs. Wade when she comes to the board with all of her well thought out. Awesome.
Well, thank you all for being here tonight. This was really awesome. We really appreciate that you shared this with us, so thank you.
Thank you.
And do you want to turn around so that your parents can take pictures of the front of you? Because I know that's why they came, was to see you.
Thank you. Great job.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
It's always great to be the one cover after that group goes through, right? The one next group, Mr. Holgren, Mr. Pagel, you guys have some band kiddos here. We want to celebrate them.
All right.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Matt Pagel. I'm one of the 3 band directors, and we're here to celebrate the 3rd back-to-back state championship and 11th overall. And I only share those numbers to emphasize the fact that none of this happens by mistake or quickly. So I'm here to thank you and to thank the administrators for your support. This works because we have 3 band directors. This works because we have funding. This works because you care about it and you want it to work. And because we have this legacy that's been built and systems in place and all of the right people doing all the right things, we're able to be successful. I was asked, what's like magic about this? What's special about what you do? And the answer is nothing. We work really hard, and when I say we, I mean 90% the students. That was what struck me this season more than anything else. The show was extremely difficult, and we rehearse all the time, and the kids showed up every rehearsal and worked as hard as they could, whether it was really, really hot, or almost snowing or raining or cold, or we had to be in the cafeteria because we couldn't be outside. There was never a rehearsal where I was disappointed with the work that was put in. And when you have 135 teenagers, it would be easy for that to not be the case and be okay, but they showed up and they did the work, and that's how this happened. So I have some of them here to share a little bit about the season.
All right.
Good evening. My name is Allison Ramirez, and I'm a senior and 3-year drumline captain. Our band is made up of hardworking students who dedicate countless hours to rehearsals, performances, and competitions. We usually get about a month off between the end of school and the start of marching season. Then we head to band camp for a full week with 3 rehearsals a day for 5 hours. For 5 days. Sorry, not 5 hours. Which is about 240 hours per percussionist throughout the whole season. After that, we practice 2.5 hours a week from July until the end of our season, which runs through November 1st, and our first weekend of November. Being a part of the band teaches you teamwork, discipline, and leadership. We're grateful for your support, and we hope to continue to recognize how much the Lakeshore Marching Band contributes to our students and our community.
Hello. My name's Tanner Hall, and I'm a senior here at Lakeshore, and I've served as the drum major for the past 2 years. And I'm so proud of how this band has progressed since I've come in as a freshman. As drum major, I lead the band not just by conducting and keeping time, but also I help set an example and create the community and the band family that's so important and helps everyone feel super valued. I'm super proud of what this program has achieved this year, and I couldn't be more thankful for this experience.
Good evening. My name is Gavin Graham. I'm a junior, and I'm also a section leader. This year, we've grown tremendously, and not just musically, but in leadership, teamwork, and discipline. And these are all skills that are going to follow us off the marching field and for life. And our success would not have been possible without our incredible directors and our support from all of you. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Elizabeth Bailone. I am a second-year section leader for the Color Guard. The band program creates such a great aspect of leadership, community, teamwork, and hard work. And I think being able to work as a team and give your all to a great reward, such as a state championship, is an amazing feeling that does not come to every student that comes through this school and many other schools. So I wanted to say thank you for your awesome support and belief and your faith in us. Thank you.
Good.
All right, comments or questions? Because you know I'm going to say something. So does anybody want to jump in there before I do?
I'll just say real quick, it's really impressive to see all the kids we have in this district and how, you know, it's you guys are what make all of this work, like Mr. Pagel said. To watch the younger kids earlier with Mr. Bouchou and how those seniors that are coming over there from the football team are trying to make that progression for those young kids, and what you guys do as a group from the seniors down to the freshmen. It's just amazing that you guys can do all of that, and that's what makes this community work the best, is that we have some really good kids doing that.
I'll echo that. As I was watching the third graders, thinking that in less than 10 years, they'll be our seniors. And there you are. And most of us on the board either have kids in school or had kids in school. I'm a grateful parent of 2 kids that went through the same program. My daughter was in the color guard. I think you might have met her this summer, and she's at Michigan State. And I think it's really neat to think that you're part of something, right, that has history, and you're now the embodiment of that now, and has a really, really bright future. So thank you.
And I'm impressed when you move the band to the student section. You know, you're right part of the crowd instead of way down at the end of the stadium. So, and the Saturday practices, how often does that happen? Not very much. So it's the dedication on all of your parts.
I see Mrs. VK over there just beaming. Yeah. Because Mr. Pagel is her former student, and she is part of what built this proud tradition here. So I also want to take an opportunity to thank you for all the hard work you put in for years and years in changing lives like Rachel's and mine.
Yeah. 2/7 of our board are alumni of the band.
We also have royalty. Elizabeth, aren't you the new Miss Stevensville? Yes, congratulations. The thing that struck me, we were all nervous, you know, when you came out, when you came into the end zone, and just the presence there was so profoundly different than the other bands. They were very good, but there was an air of professionalism, and when you started on the field, there was a tremendous difference. And the way that you marched was so clean, and as we know, clean wins. You know, and the magic formula, that's the fun thing, is that people get to expect that it's going to be a state championship. Nothing is given away, not for MCBA. And now being a judge for MCBA, I've realized how hard it really is. And you had 8 judges, 5 from different states, that were judging you that had never seen you. So if they didn't think you did a good job, they would not have given you those scores. And speaking of the score was 90.55. Is that right, Mr. Pagel?
90.4.
90. I wanted it to be 55. 90, is it 90.4? That was the highest score ever given to a Lakeshore band. Wow. Ever. So I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of the directors. And thank you for your hard work and for continuing the tradition.
Yeah.
I just want to add, you know, our student representative on the board is also a member of the band and could have been up there today to talk. So, Logan, congratulations and well done. It's pretty cool.
Oh, thank you. I was thinking about if I should go up there and say something, but I feel like those 4 people up there did a really good job
They
of
did great.
summarizing everything.
They did great.
So in addition to 3-peat, 11 total championships, I like numbers, so I looked up a few myself. Lakeshore had the 5th highest score of every band there at the state championship, behind only Jenison, I think this is the correct order, Jenison, Walled Lake, Rockford, and Reese Puffer. So you would have come in second in flight 2, second in flight 3, third in Flight 1. Something ridiculous like that. like fifth out of every band that was there, and there were over 50 bands there. In addition, Lakeshore now has the fifth highest number of state championships in the entire state of Michigan at 11. And Mrs. VK talked about the score. Whew, sorry. And Thursday night at the Stadium Echoes event, Mr. Pagel said, the scores, the number of championships, that's all awesome, but that's not what it's about. And that's not what you're working for. You're there to improve yourself. You are there to do the best you can. You are there to support each other and lift each other up. You are there to work your butts off for your directors because they mean so much to you. And so even though you're not doing it for the scores, that's why you get the scores, because you're doing it for the right reasons.
I'm glad it doesn't mean anything to you. So, yeah.
No, but, you know, Mr. Ott and I, we were both drum majors when we were in high school. And knowing that my youngest is a senior this year, and I don't get to be a band parent I mean, I'll always be a band parent, but it'll just be different from now on. Just so incredibly proud of everything you guys have accomplished. And again, just like with the third graders, you all talked about these skills that you've developed that are going to carry you into your life, because you may never pick up a flag again. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. You may never touch your instrument again. Maybe you will, maybe you won't, but that's not the important thing that you've learned by being a part of the band program. It's all of those other things that will carry you into your life that I know Griffin and I can both say those skills that we learned are what serves us well in our lives today. So just really proud of everything that you have accomplished. And thank you for sharing that with us tonight.
Awesome.
Next time, though, bring the trophy with you because it's pretty impressive.
All of them. Now with the exciting part of the meeting. I'm here to present the superintendent report.
Yes, any of you are please feel free to leave now if your kiddo portion is done. We will not take any offense to that.
Not at all.
Is that your little guy? Is this your little guy?
That was fun.
I'll start this month's report with some fantastic news, which we just kind of went through. On November 1st, the Lakeshore High School Marching Band traveled to Ford Field in Detroit and competed in the MCBA State Championship competition, and the band won the Division IV state title, their 11th state championship overall, and third in a row, a three-peat. The band also won the division's Best Music, Best Visual, Best General Effect, and Best Color Guard. They were the last band to compete for the day, performing at 10:45 p.m. My wife and I were so excited that we were able to attend and watch their amazing performance. We sat right next to VK over there and learned a lot, as we always do. I want to congratulate our board president, Mrs. Wade, and her son, Sean, who was a senior member in the band, and our very own Logan Hendricks, our student representative on the board, as he was also a senior member of the band. They both won the state championship for the third time in their 4 years, which is pretty exciting. This coming week, we have parent-teacher conferences. This is a time when the students, parents, and their teachers meet to discuss the students' academic progress, behavior, and overall well-being at school. These meetings serve as an important opportunity to strengthen the home and school connection. We typically have very high attendance for these meetings at the elementary level and slightly less participation at the secondary level. I would like to encourage all parents to take advantage of this opportunity, even if your child is doing well in all things. As a parent myself, I always found value in the conversation with my child's teacher. And finally, this is kind of a prophetic paragraph. It's fall time in Michigan, which brings us to the topic of inclement weather. As I'm writing this, I noticed there was even snow in the forecast, which came true. The district uses an email and text notification system to let parents know if there are any delays or cancellations. And we also post notifications on social media and throughout the local news stations. Students, you might want to wait a few months, but don't forget to wear your PJs inside out. Flush some ice cubes and sleep with a white crayon under your pillow. You never know. Didn't work last night, though. Yeah, the email and text notifications were broken this morning. Sorry, Mrs. Rusko. And now we have Mr. Hendricks, who's going to present his student report.
All right, guys. Sorry that this is like kind of a long one.
but I met with the members of the senior class council. Students expressed appreciation for many aspects of our school community while also identifying some areas with improvement that could better support student success. Students emphasized that our school does a great job building involvement and school spirit. Events such as pep rallies, game days, and hallway celebrations help create a positive and connected atmosphere. They also highlighted the wide range of opportunities available, clubs, sports, fine arts, and especially CTE programs, which allow students to explore different interests and career paths. Academic support systems such as National Honor Society tutoring and teacher help during seminar are valued and making students feel supported. However, students have also described challenges. One major concern mentioned was the earlier start times and its impact on student sleep and focus. Many students balanced homework, extracurriculars, and sometimes job, making it difficult to be well rested, which can affect both learning and mental health. Students suggested that reviewing the start times could positively impact overall well-being. Students also shared that while the CTE pathway is well supported, those planning for college, the workforce, or the military could benefit from more structured guidance. They suggested that using seminar time for college essay help, financial aid, or informational sessions with recent graduates. Additionally, some students mentioned that access to extracurricular activities could be limited to those who rely on school transportation and cannot stay after school. Allowing more clubs to meet during seminar or offering greater flexibility in seminar could help more students participate. Finally, students expressed appreciation for being asked for input and encouraged the district to continue expanding ways for student voices to be heard, such as surveys, student forums, or additional student advisory roles, especially before major changes are implemented. Overall, students are proud of their school and grateful for the opportunities they have. Their feedback reflects a desire to continue improving the student experience by supporting well-being, expanding postgraduate preparation, ensuring all students have a voice in decision-making.
Very good.
Nice work. Have you had a chance to give this to Mr. Holtgren at all? Okay. So
But I have an extra copy right here.
Perfect.
If you want one.
Great, thank you.
Sorry, I'm flipping through my agenda here. Thank you for that report, Logan. I underlined several things as you were sharing. Moving on to Board of Education reports. First up is the report from the Community Connections Committee. Mrs. Bigley, could you share that, please?
Yes, I can. The Community Connections Committee met on Tuesday, October 14th. Present at the meeting were Scott Allen, Greg Eating, and myself. The committee reviewed the upcoming wellness challenge that Mrs. Toothman developed. The challenge includes a bingo game where staff complete daily wellness activities to complete their bingo cards. Staff can then enter into a drawing for a gift card. The wellness challenge runs from October 20th to November 7th. The committee discussed the strategic plan and some options for next steps with the plan. These next steps include working with the Michigan Association of Superintendents and Administrators, MASA, as consultants. Mr. Eating is currently working with MASA and will coordinate with Mrs. Wade, the board president, on some options that can be brought to this committee. The next virtual meeting with MASA is October 27th, so there should be more information forthcoming. Mr. Eating let the committee know about a podcast that he was selected for, calling Brighter Together. The podcast focuses on education leadership and has a national following. Mr. Eating will be on the podcast in mid-December, and the district will post links to their social media sites at that time. The committee also discussed the Lakeshore Light, which is a printed publication that the district has put out to all community residents for several years. The Lakeshore Light is being designed by a new organization this year and has had some unexpected delays due to the point person having health issues. The committee discussed the overall use of the publication and some potential options for future mailings, including the idea of sending out more publications to residents, but having the publication being smaller in scale. Mr. Eating will get more information on pricing and will discuss this idea with the other district administrators for feedback.
Thank you. Next up is the report from the Student Success Committee. Mr. Scaletta, would you please share that?
Yes. The Student Success Committee met on Tuesday, October 28th. Present at the meeting were Jason Beckrow, Jerry Holtgren, Danny Thompson, Natalie Maserata, Greg Eating, and myself. Mr. Holtgren and Mr. Thompson presented a project-based learning in the context of using real-life situations, problems, and issues to drive instruction. The high school leadership team has been discussing this for some time, starting with the activity where staff considers the qualities that each Lakeshore High School graduate should possess. This activity is called Portrait of a Graduate. Mr. Holken and Mr. Thompson also explained that we have several teachers at the high school who use project-based learning teaching techniques, and they are also doing amazing things with their students. One example is Ms. McNabney, a science teacher who does real-world problems with her students every year in northern Michigan that focuses on invasive species and their effect on the clean water.
Thank you. All right, next up is the Policy Committee. Mr. Allen, Dr. Beckrow, take it away.
All right.
Because we had some policy updates, and so this will be
Just
the
a
first.
few.
This will be the first reading of some policy updates.
The following Neola policy updates from Volume 39, Number 2, and Volume 40, Number 1 are being brought to the board for first reading. McKinney-Vento policy update Number 5111, eligibility of resident, non-resident students. Update includes minor word changes to be consistent with updated law. We have policy 0131.1, bylaws and policies. The bylaw has been revised to streamline the process for review and adoption of policy and for making technical corrections to policies and bylaws. The bylaw authorizes the superintendent to make such corrections and provide a summary of the corrections to the board for review, which will hopefully shorten this process. Policies 1430, 3430, and 4430, leaves of absence. These policies have been adopted to include the provisions of the Earned Sick Time Act, or ESTA. Update includes verbiage changes that are included in the new law. Policy 2210, curriculum development. This policy has been revised to reflect the latest changes to the Pupil Accounting Manual 2024 and 2025, Michigan Department of Education. Update includes minor changes related to the calculation of instructional time for each approved course. Policy 2266, non-discrimination on the basis of sex in education, programs, or activities. A revision to this policy is necessary because the National Incident-Based Reporting System definitions changed due to the Elliott-Larsen Civil Rights Act, and specifically as amended by the Michigan Legislature in 2023. Additionally, the address of the USDOE Office for Civil Rights has been changed to the Washington, D.C. office. Policy 2412, Homebound Instruction Program. This policy has been revised to reflect the latest changes to the Pupil Accounting Manual 2024 and 2025, Michigan Department of Education. Policy 4162, Controlled Substance and Alcohol Policy for Commercial Motor Vehicle Drivers and Other Employees who Perform Safety-Sensitive Functions. This policy has been revised to reflect the statutory and regulatory changes to the return to duty process as required by the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, including evaluation by a qualified substance abuse professional, education and/or treatment, and follow-up evaluation. And to you, Mr. Beckrow.
All right.
Tag, you're it.
That was amazing. And it's going to get even spicier from here, so fasten your seatbelts, everyone. Policy 5120, assignment within the district. The policy has been revised with a technical change. Policy 5350, student health, well-being, and suicide prevention. This policy is revised to include comprehensive mental health and wellness initiatives that promote the emotional and physical safety of students and staff. The policy update includes new verbiage from the state's guidance on wellness. 5517.01, bullying and other aggressive behavior towards students. This policy was revised to include the definitions and additional components included in the latest version of the Michigan State Board of Education's model anti-bullying policy. Changes include electronically transmitted acts and updates to the definitions of bullying, harassment, and third parties. Policy 7540.02, digital content and accessibility, web accessibility, content apps and services. Revision to this policy reflect the U.S. Department of Justice final rule provisions under Title II of the Americans with Disabilities Act, requiring state and local government entities, including public schools, to make web content and mobile applications accessible to individuals with disabilities. Policy 7541, Electronic Data Processing Disaster Recovery Plan. The policy is being rescinded as it will be covered now in policies 7540.02 and 8305. Policy 8305, Information Security. This policy has been revised to include additional language and options regarding cybersecurity safeguards. 8320, Personnel Files. This policy is revised to reflect the recent changes to the Public Employment Relations Act, PERA, due to Public Act 236. Policy 8500, Food Services. This policy has been revised to include additional language and options regarding bad debt and dietary modifications at the request of clients due to audits. Policy 8510, Wellness. This policy has been revised to include U.S. Department of Agriculture requirement to include the overall non-discrimination language and to add other USDA guidance regarding wellness options throughout district operations. Any questions?
I believe I speak on behalf of the other board members for saying thank you to the two of you for serving on this committee and
Riveting.
taking
Yes.
on this behemoth task of updating these policies. Any questions or comments? If not, I would accept a motion to approve these for first reading.
So moved.
Support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, moving on to the report from the Facilities and Finance Committee. Mr. Ott, could you please share that?
Sure. On Tuesday, November the 4th, the Facilities and Finance Committee met consisting of Rachel Wade, Lori Von Koenig, Tracy Althouse, Greg Eating, and myself. Ms. Althouse presented the monthly financials. The committee discussed the length of time it takes the township tax collection funds to be dispersed. The summer taxes took longer than normal this year, and the district was a little close on cash flow with the state budget not getting passed until late September. Mr. Eating led a discussion on state provisions for accepting Section 31AA categorical funds. The previous week, the committee all took part in a legal webinar regarding the issue. And based on the committee's discussion, Mr. Eating will be recommending that the board will wait to accept the funds as there is still possible legislative changes that could be made to the language. The Section 130AA categorical funds are discussed to help schools with student mental health and safety. The district has used these funds to add school social workers and a school resource officer. The committee discussed what might happen if we did not accept the funds this year. Ms. Althouse explained that we carried over some of the 31AA funds from previous years that could be used for this year, but the question would be more about how we would pay for these funds after the 25-26 school year. The district has until November 30th to decide.
Thank you. And the last report, I believe, is the Culture and Leadership Committee. Mrs. Von Koenig, could you please share that report?
The Culture and Leadership Committee met on Friday, November 7th. Present at the meeting were Susan Toothman, Greg Eating, Griffin Ott, Bill Scaletta, and myself. Mrs. Toothman provided a summary of the best award winners for the year, noting that we've had over 40 nominations already this year, which is great and shows that this program is still thriving. The committee also reviewed the survey feedback from the Wellness Challenge that took place over the last 3 weeks. The two questions that were looked at were what made you smile this week and what is one win from the Wellness Challenge that made you proud. The answers were very positive and thankful for the opportunity to work on being more healthy and for being encouraged to do things with colleagues. The committee also discussed each building's work on climate and culture with the focus of our time spent talking about the high school's new SHORE values. The acronym SHORE stands for Show Kindness, Have Integrity, Own Your Growth, Be Responsible, and Engage Positively. Staff have t-shirts with the acronym and are focusing on this during seminar time. The committee also spent time discussing personnel situations at each building, Of note, there is a language arts teacher at the middle school who is retiring at the end of the calendar year. And another middle school teacher reached out to request a move into that position. And thus, we will be putting out a job posting for the open position that is created from this shift.
Thank you. There was a lot of stuff that happened in those committees this last month. Board member professional development. At this time, board members have an opportunity to share insights or key takeaways from any recent professional development activities or training sessions that they have attended. Anybody have anything? Was our Cass Berrien School, was that before this month's meeting or was that last month?
It was in between.
Okay.
And it was fine.
Yeah.
Okay. It went well.
The Cass Berrien School Board Association held a professional development at Berrien Risa that was focused on legislative advocacy. And Mr. Scaletta and Mr. Eating and I all participated in that. I thought it was really well done and gave some good tips on building legislative relationships and just the information that's important to share with them and in what ways. So I appreciated that. And I appreciated, as was referenced in the Finance and Facilities Committee report, that Mr. Eating gave the members of the Finance and Facilities Committee the opportunity to participate in a webinar with Troon Law Firm regarding the 31 AA funds. And thank you to Mr. Ott and Mrs. Von Koenig for participating in that. It was a lot of technical, a lot of legal, but really, I felt really helpful for us to all really understand the nuances of that bill and enabled us to have a very comprehensive and thorough discussion at the Facilities and Finance Committee meeting. So thank you for taking your time to attend that, and thank you for presenting us with that opportunity. Okay, recommendations of the superintendent, approval of some overnight trips.
You bet. High school marketing teacher Kim Hochstetler is requesting board approval for the following 3 overnight trips for DECA students. The State Leadership Summit at Michigan State University on November 13-14 for 12 students. The State Career Development Conference in Detroit, March 5 through 7 for qualifying students. International Career Development Conference in Orlando, from April 25 through 29. I think you might need some supervision. The number of students attending will be determined based on results from the March conference.
You stole Mr. Scaletta's line
I know,
about needing
I know.
chaperones.
Need chaperones.
Board members, any questions or discussion? And if not, I would accept a motion to approve.
So moved.
Support?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right.
I have chaperoned one of those before. in
Oh, yeah?
Dearborn,
I bet
so-
you it was tough.
Yeah.
And I know we had one person sign up for public comment prior to the
Um,
meeting. Did anyone else sign up?
Yeah, go ahead.
So the one person who signed up for public comment is Jessica Bruder. I'm hoping I said that correctly.
Nope.
All right. Then moving on, our last piece of business is to move into closed session for the purpose of the superintendent evaluation process. So I would accept a motion to move into closed session.
So moved.
Support.
And this is a roll call vote. So Mr. Ott?
Aye.
Mrs. Bigley? Aye. Dr. Beckrow?
Aye.
Mr. Scaletta?
Aye.
Mr. Allen?
Aye.
Mrs. Von Koenig?
Aye.
And I vote aye. Thank you, everybody.